What's going on, people? This is the Real King Tim 187, and this is my deck profile on the Inzektor windups with some Tech TG in it as well. Go ahead and get started. Leading off with Inzektor Dragonfly. Starts off a number of loops with the Inzektors as well as loops with the windups. Next up is Inzektor Centipede. Allows you to do some additional searches and of course continues to set up for your loops with the Inzektors. Next up is Hornet. The key to the loop, destroying, popping 1 and 2 cards alongside of Dragonfly, and allows you to do some searching with Centipede. And lastly, for the Inzektors, Gigabanus. For this particular build, you're only going to be running 1, and its effect is only can be used once per turn anyway. So Gigabanus gets popped off by, let's say, Hornet, and you can go and special summon your Inzektor out of your graveyard. And it can even be Hornet. Hornet comes out of graveyard, exceed up, and you continue on with your windups. Next up, starting off with the windup side of the house, 3 sharks. Lots of different combinations you can use. I'm not going to insult your intelligence on these guys. Next up is Wind Up Rat. One of the keys to the loop. Go ahead and bring Hunter out of the graveyard, exceed up for carrier, and start taking out his hand. And of course, Wind Up Hunter. I'm also going to be playing with 1 Wind Up Magician for this build. I played with 3 and it was brutal, but because I'm going to be doing a hybrid, I'm going to stick with just 1 because I think that'll be more than effective to continue on with the looping. Next up, some tech cards for this particular build. Starting off with Gen X LA Birdman, and I've been using this combination a lot. I use it with my last hybrid build with the windups. I combined Gen X LA Birdman with TG Warwolf to allow me to quickly exceed for carrier and allow me to start the loop off a lot sooner, especially dropping Warwolf, then return them back for Birdman, bring Warwolf back out, exceed for carrier, special summon Shark out of my hand, and then you can just start the loop from there. And then lastly, for the monsters, TG Striker. Just gives you an extra monster up in there to where you can search for Warwolf a lot quicker. And in the event that you have to set Warwolf to be destroyed, you have something in your deck that you can search for. For the spell cards, it's pretty simple. 3 wind-up factories. Allows plenty of searching for your sharks and for your lone magician or hunter if you chose to search for it. 3 MSTs for some back row hate. 1 Heavy Storm. Dark Hole. Monster Reborn. 1 big key spell for this deck is Foolish Burial. Your 2 main targets, of course, is going to be Hornet and Wind Up Hunter. But you can also go ahead and send Gigabanus to the graveyard as well, so he can be brought out of the graveyard quicker for Dragonfly. And finally, for the spells, Pot of Avarice, which is essential for looping out your opponent's entire hand, as well as returning some of those Inzektors back to your deck to allow continuous searching for Centipede. For the trap cards, I'm leading off with 2 Torrential Tributes, 2 Solemn Warnings, 1 Solemn Judgment, and finally 1 Mirror Force. I'm not going to run through the exceeds. Everybody's personal preference. My main exceeds are the ones you see in front of you. 3 carriers, my 1 Leviathan, my 1 Larravir, Leviathan, and of course Acid Golem. I'm still waiting on Giga Brilliant. Once I get that, I'll pretty much wrap up my exceeds, and I also run Utopia, and then I need to do some level 4s. But if you have any comments, any suggestions, leave them down below. And as always, when you enter the throne room, bow down to the king.